Welcome back to another one. Getting closer to revealing the actual true project here. Got the dash all put back together. Got the blower motor put in and everything. Dash is all put in, nice and solid again. Got the back seat torn out. I can get my light to work here. Got the back seat torn out. I took the bottom carpet there that goes underneath the seat and covers up the spare tire. Got it all taken out, vacuumed out, started cleaning some of the stuff out of here. Got the weather stripping around the outside of this back hatch taken off. I set it up to the side for now. I got to patch a couple of these rubber wire looms. I think I'm just gonna like hot glue them probably, or some kind of silicone, seal them up, because I think that's where most of this water is coming from that's inside the car here. The weather seals seem to be good, so I think it's coming in through some of that. There's not a lot of water in here. There is water sitting down on top of the spare tire. Sitting on top of the spare tire and that, but got it cleaned out. I had a speaker mounted here. It's been removed. It's setting off to the side. It was a 6x9, but I am gonna run new speaker wires while I have this all torn apart. I'm going to put a piece of plywood, cut a piece of plywood laid out for this, and probably get some new fabric to cover this up, some rubber vinyl or something to cover it up. But I'm actually here, or doing all of this to get to these two bolts here and to those two. If I can get my light sitting here. And those two bolts there to remove this back bumper. You might ask, why am I taking this back bumper off? Because we're gonna do some redneckering. I'm going to make a new bumper. I'm gonna take their little shock absorbers out of there. I don't know that I'm gonna put them back in, or if I'm just gonna mount it, bolt it in there to the unibody like it was originally and eliminate them for now. I'll keep the back bumper so I can always go back to original if I want or need to. If I decide I want to sell it or something and they want it, or at least have it. Otherwise, I'll take these two bolts out here and on the other side and remove this piece and mount my new bumper to that. But I think I'm going to just make a new bumper and bolt it in to the original. In there and in there. I think is how I'm going to do it. But I'm going to make a bumper here so that I can put a hitch on it. I thought about just mounting a hitch to this. This is just a piece of aluminum though, and it's really not all that strong. It's pretty flimsy. I mean, it's stiff, don't get me wrong, it is pretty stiff, but it is not quite strong enough. It wants to tweak like this. If you can kind of twist it a little bit, and if I put any weight on it, I'm afraid that it'll bend it too much for what, and it'll start cracking it. So I'm just gonna make a new bumper. But I'm gonna make a bumper and put a hitch on here to be able to pull the rake and the baler this summer. I'm gonna use this car to pull our V-rake and our little square baler around to save miles on my pickup. I figured this gets way better gas mileage, and it ain't a lot of weight pulling behind this. And all the places we go to are all on the bottoms. But I just did our taxes yesterday. It was like 1,100 miles that we put on the pickup that for hay season. That I keep track of my mileage because I write my mileage off for tax purposes. So we're going to switch this over and use this and save myself at least 1,000 miles a year. Well, or close to. It probably won't be quite that many miles because we'll still use the truck to pull it, to go pick up hay and deliver hay. And if I haul the tractor on the trailer, I'll use the truck to do that. But a lot of these places, we just drive the tractor to it, and then we use the pickup to pull the rake and the baler around. And I don't have a trailer big enough or easy enough to load the baler and the rake on and haul them at once. So, and I don't need them both at the same time. So if I figure if I'm going to go rake, I take the car over and hook the rake to it and pull the rake over. And then when I'm done raking, I can bring the rake back. And then the next day or later that day or whenever I go back over and bale, just hook the baler back up. Now, if you've been around a square baler, the tongues are offset. Yes, they extend like this when they're, they kind of stick straight out when you're baling, and then transport mode, they kick over. Well, they don't kick over to the center. So what I'm going to do is going to make two, at least, whether I just put 2 receiver hitches on here or if I just put just a flat bar for a pin to put a pin in, and I'm going to offset the one hitch for the baler so that it trails more straight behind the car, so you don't have to ride the yellow line with the car or the truck to be able to pull the baler on the road. Otherwise the baler sticks off the side of the shoulder of the road. So I want it closer over so I can keep it on the road. When I meet cars, I always move over a little bit because it does take up the whole lane. I'm in my lane, but it takes up the whole lane. And I'm going to slide that over so that way I can just drive it more straight down the road and don't have to worry about, because I don't like running that tire off the side of the shoulder of the road and put extra wear on that tire just from the rocks and stuff. It's just easier and it's not as bouncy. It don't bounce around if it's on the road. So I want to make that so that I can do that. But that's my ultimate goal here. That's why we're working on this. That's why I'm doing the things I'm doing, I guess. Tearing all this stuff out. I got the headliner out. It's laying there. It's original cardboard, hardboard type stuff. And it's actually in pretty decent condition. It ain't too bad. A little sun faded and stuff back here and warped because this piece has been hanging down for a long time. This is along the back hatch. They got to get rid of all the old original glue and stuff on here, which ain't too bad. It kind of wipes right off. And then clean up this side, just clean it up a little bit. And we're going to recover that. Wife's going to get some fabric. She's going to go to a secondhand store and probably find some fabric, or we'll just go buy some and put some headliner fabric back up there. Glue it all back up, and then I'll kind of redo the C-pillars in the back here, cover them, and then the pillars up front here, recover them. Like I said, it don't have to be nothing super fancy or spectacular, but just to figure why I have it out. I was really tired of that back piece hanging down right here. It was hanging down and blocking your rear mirror. You couldn't see out the back at all. It was hard to see. And plus, when you're driving down the road, of course, this has air conditioning, but air conditioning does not work, and I don't plan on going through my air conditioning and trying to get it working. But so we roll the windows down, but when you're driving down the road at 55, which is about the fastest this thing goes, or even 10 when you're pulling the baler or something, the heater's kicking on. It blows a lot of that dust and dirt and stuff around, so I want to get some of this cleaned out of here. We've talked about redoing the carpet, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of money in this car. I really don't have a whole lot of money into it now, so I don't plan on spending a whole lot more. If I could find some vinyl flooring for a decent price, I might redo part of it or leave it. I don't know. And then the seat, this back seat, my mother-in-law does or used to do upholstery. I might see about her having to recover the seats, but if I do it, I'll probably just put like a marine vinyl type stuff down. I don't know that I'll do cloth again. I might redo it in cloth. Might redo the front seats also. Nothing too spectacular though. Again, it's just a work car, so we're just using it to pull the baler and the rake around. I'll probably throw a toolbox in the back with some spare tools and stuff. We do carry some of that stuff on the tractor, but you see the insulation on the roof of the car has been eaten a little bit and made mouse nest out of it, part of it. But I'll clean up some of that. I don't know that I'll get new insulation or sound barrier or anything to put in it, but it just kind of peel some of that stuff down that's coming down that the mice have chewed on, and just put it back. I'll leave the rest up there, you know, and then put the headliner back up on top. I gotta try to peel, if I can see it here, this some of the upholstery from the headliner there up front. Pull some of that out, get some of that pulled out of there, so I clean it up so I can redo this portion too. Like I said, I'll recover, or at least get it out. Whether I recover it or not, I might just leave it bare metal. I don't know that it would look all that bad, or that I really care what it really looks like. Just eliminate some of that stuff, because that's what's blowing around when you roll the windows down and get that crap in your eyes. And so I am looking for some new grill covers, because the original speaker was here, and then here's a defrost for the side windows, and there was a vent here. I have all the ductwork to go back in. I don't know that I'm going to put the ductwork back in. The defrost is hooked up. That's all mounted across there and in there and hooked up, but I don't know that I'm going to put ductwork back in here. I keep my switch in here for the radiator fan, and I gotta get a new switch. I broke it when I was putting all the dash back together, but I'll put that back in. I'll put that back in there, get a new switch mounted up. So I don't know that I need a vent here. Again, we really don't drive this car a whole lot in the winter, and I do have a vent here that works. I have the cover for it. It goes back in. I just got to put the bezel around all the radio and stuff. But I need one over there too for the grill cover. And that ductwork might get put back in, maybe, just so I have something there. But I'm gonna get some 3.5-inch speakers and mount them in here again, or remount them, or mount new ones in here and put speakers back up in here and there, and then in the back find some speakers just to have a radio. Nothing spectacular, nothing. Again, it'll be cheap, just something to have some music when you're driving down the road. Be kind of nice to have music. But yeah, I figured I'd show you guys how far we've gotten, or how far I've gotten, and where we're going next. I'll keep you posted as we get some of the stuff done. So get the headliner back in. I'll show you the bumper, or the process of doing the bumper in the future videos. But yeah, I just figured it's time. I've made a couple videos now, and I've told you I was going to show you the project, but we're not quite there yet. It's a snow day today, so I'm out here working on it now. Got a lot of this. That's why I took the seat and everything out today. But so I'll be working on the rest of this. So I'm gonna get this back bumper off, and get those bolts out of there, pull this bumper out of here, and figure out how I'm gonna make the bumper. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.